And we're live. Guys, it's really an honor. Well, first of all, welcome to the Let's Talk Fishing video podcast. I'm Jay Angel. I'm going to be your podcaster for this evening, the host for tonight's festivities. It's really an honor to have this man on my podcast again, probably his seventh time just on my podcast. Yep. Now he has his own podcast. And man, Cajun Rob Welsh has a huge announcement. And remember, guys, you heard it here right on the Let's Talk Fishing podcast. Rob, what do you want to tell the folks?
Well, first thing, how y'all are? Glad you're tuning in. Jay's my really good friend. He's my mentor. I call him the godfather of podcasting because I've learned so much from him about podcasting. So hats off to him. But anyway, I lost my job in Lexington, and I actually, and it happens. Hey guys, it happens. And so of course, being a guy, you're worried, and you got the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're like, oh man, I'm 55 years old. What am I going to do? Well, a buddy of mine said there was an opening at Pittman Creek Wholesale, and so I applied Monday before last, a Good Friday week. Applied Monday night, refreshed my resume. Tuesday morning, the vice president called me, set up an interview. I said, okay, cool. So interviewed with him Wednesday, went well. They said, well, the following we got some more interviews, but following week we'll let you know, wherever you got it or not. I said, okay. So I had one more floating holiday I had to burn off or lose. So I took off Good Friday, was mowing my back field, got off, and I missed a call, and I had an email. I'm like, well, what's this? And it was a job offer. So I got the job, applied for the job, called about the interviewed, and got the job offer all the same week. So don't tell me that God don't have a plan for us, because that was all. I mean, I've never, in 55 years on this earth, never had that happen that quick, that soon. So today, day after I had worked my last day at my other job, next day I started my new job. So I've been there about a week, roughly about a week. So, but anyway, if y'all don't know about Pittman Creek Wholesale, they're out of Stanford, Kentucky. They are the number one wholesale distributor. So they stock up big stores, small stores, mom and pops, coast to coast. They're number one in the industry. And a great family-owned business. They just built a brand new, I think, 200,000 square foot warehouse, new complex, maybe a year or two old. And said, you talk about one of the cleanest places you ever work. And said, family-oriented. And I said, I trained some in the warehouse. And everybody I've met, trained with, and just been awesome. Great folks.
Anyway, Roy Widgeon from USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. Roy, we were just talking about kayaks. Rob and I were just talking about kayaks. And then, Roy from USA Kayak Fishing Magazine, first person to comment. He said, hello from USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. Thank you very much for tuning in, Roy. It's just funny.
Yeah, that's you were the first person
to comment since.
Right before we went in there. Right before we went in there, we saw the kayaks. Yeah, but Roy, you got a great magazine, and you going places, brother. And I'm about to jump in that kayak game really soon. That's what we was talking about. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in and checking out your magazine. Yep.
And down here where I live, geez.
Yep.
I was just talking about how, a mothership will take you out into the marsh in places that traditional boats can't get to. And then, when you're done, you just give them a call. Because I guess down there in the marsh, they have better service than they have here in Baton Rouge.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, you guys tell me about this. I'm like, boy, I tell you what, I want to get stuck out there. He's like, we're not going to let you get stuck, Jay.
No, they got you. But every time I go to a show, like even Bassmaster Classic, every year there's more and more and more kayak stuff, kayak accessories, kayaks. So it's a fast-growing section of our sport. There's no doubt.
Actually, I'm going to jump out on a limb here, saying that right now that's the fastest-growing section of our sport.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. Absolutely. But I'm learning a lot more. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm learning more about the business side. I'm going to learn a whole lot more about the business side, marketing. So I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks. So Maybe so.
Well, obviously, you knew tricks.
Yeah. I knew a little. I knew enough to be dangerous, but I'm fine tuning that.
And something I said about Rob. So you're going to be marketing fishing products.
Yeah, I'll be doing customer service, a little bit of sales, so a little bit of everything starting out, kind of learning the ropes. And so I've trained with a couple guys and a young lady that's really sharp, and they've showed me a lot. So, but their saying there is they provide superior customer service, and they do.
The only difference is, Rob, now you're getting paid for what you've been doing all along.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you said that. I was like, I never thought about it that way. I've been studying for like 45 plus years now. So, but it was kind of cool. So, yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But it was cool because I trained with some people in the warehouse, and they just know numbers, you know, packing. And they'd ask me, hey, what's this do? What's this? And I say, oh, well, this does this. And so I ended up training them as much as it's training me. So that was pretty cool. So we both learned something.
I think that's going to work out, man.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. When I interviewed, I said, well, I'm going to be here till retirement. So whoever has 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, y'all going to have to push me out of here with a stick.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed, brother.
You sure are. That is so. Rob.
I'm blessed.
My hat's off.
I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
My hat is off to you. That is one of
appreciate it.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Yep.
Freaking Cajun Rob Welsh, the guy who is the fishing industry, you know.
Yeah, I've been around a year or two.
You just got a job with one of the bigger tackle distributors. You sure have.
And close to home.
Dogs.
Yeah, and close to home. I mean, who would have known?
Yeah, who would have known that? You just.
Yep. Yep. But it's
living for that one, buddy.
Oh yeah, I do. Hey, I thank my lucky stars and Lord above give me an opportunity like this and live out my life. If you had asked me in high school if I had this opportunity, I'd say, you kidding, man? Ain't no way. So, but keep on working hard, guys. You get your opportunities. Oh yeah, drag racing and fishing every day.
Fishing
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Down in the Honey Island Swamp and down in Delacroix and Jordan River. Been there many, many times. Love it.
Oh yeah. So where are you fishing next, Rob?
Actually, Saturday I'll be fishing the BFL Bass Fishing League Mountain Division on Cumberland Lake, which is maybe 40 minutes to an hour from me. So kind of my home pond, and finished 14th there last year. So hope I'll do just as good or better. So hopefully I have. Yep, 14th. So I had a good boater draw, and it all worked out for me. So I got lucky. And won side pot, and won the side pot from side pot fishing. So did pretty good that day.
And Rob, this year you are partnered up with John Stoutinger doing your own podcast. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, we started kind of end of last year, and we do 3 days a week, 8:00 Eastern. Monday night is Ladies and Fishing, so we focus on the LBAA anglers, Lady Bass Angler Association, and just some ladies. We always feature ladies on Monday night, and we've had some great guests. I mean, just awesome lady anglers. Shared a lot. I've learned a lot from them. And then Tuesday, we feature co-anglers. So if you're a co-angler in Bass Opens or Toyotas or even BFLs, we'll have a lot of great guys on there. And then Wednesday, we just call it Wide Open Wednesday. So we're asking to have, I think you've had him on before, Alvin Panini, that has the American, the American Anglers Outdoor channel. And he does a great job, has a bunch of shows. So y'all pull him up. He does a great job on having a variety of shows, hunting, fishing, whatnot.
he makes spinner baits, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does on tackle. So he does a little bit of everything. I don't know where he finds all the time, but great guy. Awesome guy.
Yeah, he makes spinner baits and he manages a couple of hotels. I don't know. You're right. I don't know how he does all that stuff.
I don't either. I don't either. But I hope
he lives like halfway up, and he'll drive down to Florida to see one of his guys fish.
Oh yeah, does shows. He does
work so hard.
Oh yeah, does shows all the time. Yeah, he's everywhere. Man, he's everywhere. But I hope everybody down in the. Yep, I was gonna say real quick. Hope everybody's doing good down in Slidell. Out that way, I know my little brother works in Slidell still, and they got pretty hairy on the weather. So hope everybody come out okay. Didn't have much damage, but it got hairy down there really bad.
Yeah, I was standing there watching it. About 80-mile-an-hour winds. There was horizontal rain that was actually just you could see it like going up and going around the car like that. It was I've never seen anything like that before. And I've been through hurricanes. I've lived down here for a decade now. So, but on Cumberland, Rob, how are you going to be?
I'll be finesse fishing probably. I'll be finesse fishing. Maybe drop shotting. That's what I did last year. And actually, I drop shotted shallow. So I was actually pitching a drop shot shallow. And I caught my biggest fish doing that. Actually, we was up a little creek, and there's a little cut in the bank. And it was kind of clear. You could see it. Flip my drop shot in there. And I see this 3-pounder swimming toward me. I'm like, that's kind of weird. And I look at my line. I'm like, oh, heck, he's got my drop shot. So I burn it. And I got him in, but he's about 3.5. And that was kind of funny. I said, man, I can't believe I got that fish in because he had it for no telling, but it swam right toward me. You could see him swimming toward me. I'm like, oh, heck. So, but I had a good day, had a good boater. Like I said, we had a great day, and said had a good finish, made a little money from BFL, made a little side pot money, so got lucky. But I'll be drop shot, shaky head. I might do a couple other things, but I have a spinner rod in my hand.
Man, so shaky head. I've never really done real well with that. Never. Let's see if anything.
Yeah, it seems like some days they like a shaky head better, and some days they like to drop shot better.
So you get something like this, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And you just put a round head jig in that.
Yep.
Texpose it.
Yep. Now, one trick I do on mine, I'll stick the hook through, but I'll come out the side just a little bit, just barely skin hook it on the side of the worm. You get a better hookup percentage that way. Instead of going through the whole worm. Yep. So you just kind of barely skin hook it in the side.
Oh, okay. So you put the hook in the very tip like that, right?
Yep. And come out about 1/8 of an inch. Yep.
And just barely touch it down here.
Yeah, just get it on the side. Just kind of like where the side of the worm is, just kind of pull the hook in there, just barely.
So I would probably use 1/8 of an ounce shaky head on this.
Yep,
Did you use a shaky head that have to have the corkscrew thing?
I've tried them, but I always have luck just on the standard ball head. One hasn't really been good for me on the rocks is that David Dudley Perfection head. It's got the 2 little arms on it. It's got like a football style sinker on it. And it's got 2 little arms, and it comes up. It really does a good job not getting hung up in the rock, which most of my areas have got real rocky areas, so that's really good.
So is this the kind of stuff you would use for a shaky head?
Definitely.
Just a little worm like this. This is a great color for the springtime, and
anything 4 to 6. And actually, I think the 6-inch has a little more action because it's a little longer, so the tail has a little more action. So I use the 6-inch. But you can always take that 6-inch and cut it down 1 inch or 2. So I just carry 6-inch, and if I need to, I cut it down. And then also my worms, I can use the same worm for drop shot and shaky head. So kind of versatile.
Oh yeah, I could use something like this for a drop shot, and
Oh yeah, definitely. I said you can always cut it down. Cut 1 inch off. Shorten it up to 4 inches. Take your scissors and knife, just cut it. So
I wanted to, Talk about super finesse. Look at these little bitty things.
Oh yeah, yep,
Duo Realis.
yep.
I don't know, man. That's I've used stuff for brims bigger than this.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what worked good on that is actually I've done this before. Is rig up a drop shot, put a circle hook on it, and actually wacky rig it on the drop shot, and that thing just bounce, and that on a wacky rig drop shot will sometimes outfish anything in your box.
Okay, here's something for you. You've heard me talking to Mike Norris before.
Oh yeah.
Years ago, we used to use these little things, about 3-inch long things, kind of like they use. It's kind of like minnow baits that they use now for forward-facing sonar, but we would tie double drop shot rigs.
Yep.
And he said just, and those two things.
Yep.
In fact, we used to do seminars together, Mike Norris and I, and he had that thing out there on the seminar stage, just. And I mean, both of those things were just barely up off the ground going.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that, guys. Think about that. You got these two little nose hooked little things going.
Yeah. Now, I've seen guys
he
do
told
that.
me that if the
Yep. I've seen guys. Well, I've seen them in practice. Sometimes you only can use one hook. So I've seen guys use, instead of a weight, use a jig on the bottom and then come up and have a drop shot. So you have a jig and a drop shot, and you see which one works better in practice. But that's pretty slick. That's pretty slick.
That's called a Dubuque rig.
Oh, really? I didn't know it had a name.
you know, on the Mississippi River around Dubuque, where they have, where you're fishing wing dams, you have a 1 ounce jig at the bottom with a twister tail on it, and up there it goes up. And then you have something go back. You can either have something go back, to a floating jig head, or you can have a small stick bait, or you can have just a minnow back there.
Yep. And
usually you would use 2 rods when you're doing this.
Oh yeah.
The Dubuque rigging, and I have caught a lot of, but that's mostly a walleye thing,
Okay,
but
I got you.
It's the same idea that you're talking about.
Yeah, it is. So you get something on the bottom. Something off the bottom. Yep, definitely. Now, I got a funny story for you. I fished Norris Lake, which is north of Knoxville, a couple weeks ago at BFL. And I got teamed with a guy I actually fished back in 09 or 07. And I knew that name sounded familiar. And when we met up, I said, "Oh, yeah, I fished for you before." And we kind of remembered each other. And he's a good local guy, great guy. Went way up this river, went up this creek, and we fished a waterfall. And we caught a bunch of short fish. It was funny. He was fishing a crankbait, caught some line, and of course his old catfish line. So he pulled up much as he could, cut it, put it in his trash. 3 or 4 casts later, caught another line. He's like, "That can't be that same line." Pulled it up. He says, "Hey man, it feels weird, feels funny." So he started wrapping around his hand, bringing it in. It was a 1/2 ounce green pumpkin jig. It still had a 12-inch spotted bass on it.
Wow.
But he's asking me, he says, "Was that legal?" I said, "I don't know." He had a limit, so it didn't help him, so he just threw it back. But the fish was still fat and healthy, so he couldn't have been out there long. But that's pretty cool. He got a jig and a 12-inch spot all the same. In that same tournament, I caught a bunch of shorts. I was throwing a jig, pitching a jig like I like to do. And we got to this one spot, this marina, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to throw a glide bait, trying to get a kicker." And so I let him, this first spot, I let him throw 3 or 4 times, let him get all his casts in. So he did. I said, "Okay, I'm going to try something different." Some reason, I had an Alabama rig tied up, which I never throw. I hate throwing. Yeah. So I said, "I want to throw this Alabama rig out there." So I throw it out there, count it down about 6 or 7, start cranking it, and it stops. Just boop. Like, man, I got a dock cable. And about time, and then about the time I felt it go, boop, boop, boop. So I set the hook, 3-pound, 11-ounce smallmouth, and I won big bass of the tournament on the co-angler side on that one fish. And I won money I won the big fish, money from the BFL, and won the side pot all in one. Sometimes it's your day. One fish, one bite, one fish. That was a keeper. So you get
What was
lucky.
your one bite of the day?
Well, I had some shorts. I had some short smallmouth and short spot. Nothing to keep. And it's funny. He was, I think, just as excited or more excited than I was. He was hooping and hollering. Yeah, he was a great guy. Great guy. But yeah, he had a pretty good bag. But great guy, great day. I mean, that's one thing fishing these tournaments, man. You meet so many great people, and I see them, and I get paired with them again. It's great, if you get paired with the same guy later on, because you both know each other. You both kind of know what you like, don't like, and so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool day. The first tournament I ever fished on Norris, too.
That's awesome.
Yep. Fished it, but it's fun fished when I lived in Knoxville, but first tournament I ever fished there, so I may fish it again.
So, Alabama rigs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you target when you're casting something that big that's...
Well, actually, I use the finesse A-rigs, like the Shane's baits, the smaller ones. So I use a smaller one and maybe 1/8 ounce heads. And then on my, on the BFLs, you got 5 wires, and we're going to have 3 hooks. So on my 2 that don't have hooks, I just use a little corkscrew things. Don't have hooks, they just corkscrew in. And I can throw that on like a medium heavy. So I throw it like a spinner bait. I throw it beside lay downs and just anything. Anything looks good. But it's funny because I'm not that good at A-rigs. And the Friday before I left, I asked there's a tackle shop in Lexington, my good friend works at, and I says, "Hey, you throw an A-rig much?" He said,
I
"Yeah."
can see like if you're throwing it parallel.
Yep. And count down. You count it down, let it sink, and reel it. You count it mountain. There's some magic depth, so you kind of count it down. But I asked my buddy at the owner of the tackle store in Lexington, Backwaters, Brad. I said, "Hey man, you throw A-rig much?" He said, "A little bit." He said, "Get some Contex. I think it's Easy Shiner. I think it's Pro Blue Red." And so that's what I did. That's what I had on there. So it worked out. And the smallmouth, I guess, figured out it's pretty tasty. So rest is history.
Man,
But,
where I could see throwing something like that is like parallel to a riprap shoreline.
Yep. Oh yeah.
If I was
Definitely.
a boater, just
Yep.
and trying to get it as close to the shoreline as I could.
Yep.
Just
Oh yeah.
there's 3 or 5 shiners go, a whole school to slam through. That's going to attract some attention.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's almost like a spinner bait. Like I was saying, you can kind of count down and fish it a little deeper, count down some more, fish it a little deeper. So it's almost like a spinner bait, especially the finesse one. It's a lot like a spinner bait. That's how I treat it and how I cast it. And use the same casting rod, same kind of setup. And it's a little different than your boater. If your boater's throwing A-rig,
so how many more tournaments do you have?
Roughly about 10, 12. I'm still, with a new job, I'm still, I'll still probably finish the 2 BFL divisions I'm in, the Music City, Mountain and Volunteer. And I'll mix some up. I've done some Kentucky Bass Nations, so just depending on my schedule. This new job, I will travel a little bit, some shows and whatnot, which I'm really looking forward to. And but I'll be out there. I'll be out there in the music or the mountain and the volunteer. So definitely, actually Saturday after next, I got a volunteer division event, and it's on South Holston Lake. It's between Tennessee and Virginia, up around Bristol area. And it's funny, my boy Coach Carter, me, and a couple other friends, we go camping. There's a campground right there beside the boat launch, and we always camp there and have a good time. It's like our camp out thing for the year, so always good times.
Camping, man, I can remember when I was in my 20s camping up there in Lake Erie to fish walleye tournaments, but it's a lot easier to camp when you're in your 20s.
Oh yeah,
we have, and you can actually move.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Lucky Coach has a big tent, and it's a big, like a 2-room tent, and we rough it. We put up the tent and rough it. So, but yeah, good times. We always have a good time there. And I kind of figured a few things out last year, so hopefully I do it again.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in that, Rob. That is absolutely awesome. And
Thanks.
guys, I'd like all of you to help me congratulate Rob in his new position. That they're actually going to pay him to do this.
Yeah, no, I was like some of the shows. I said, "You gonna pay me, or you want me to pay you guys to go?" I'm just asking. So it's I think I go to 3-4 shows a year. So I was like, they asked me if I had any trouble traveling. I was like, no, basically those, no problem. I'm usually there anyway. So don't matter.
No trouble. No.
Yeah.
No trouble traveling. No.
Yeah, but and a quick
Rob,
tip.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna share a quick tip with co-anglers. I know, we have trouble. We break off and we're scrambling around getting stuff, to retie, drop shot. What I do, I found it works really well for me, is I got a bag and I'll actually have all my stuff for my drop shots here. So I got my robo worms, got my hooks, sinkers, and all I do is pull that out of the bag. Everything I got's right there. And so, same thing with my shaky head. Yep, carabiners. Yep, and same thing with my shaky heads. I got my shaky heads and just one pull of your bag. Whoop, everything right there. You don't have to scramble around. It's really saved me time for sure.
That's an awesome tip, Rob. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
I've tried a few things, but that is the easiest and fastest thing I found. I've had them in the tackle bags, I've had them in pockets, but to keep organized and keep it fast, that's the fastest thing I found and the best. So, but everybody's a little different, but that's what works for me.
Well, everybody might be a little different, but that's something that you guys can all be the same on. That's a good.
Oh yeah,
that's a really good tip right there, Rob. I know Rob has another podcast that he does here, and it's going to be in about half an hour. So, Rob, why don't you share with us your shout outs real quick?
Yeah, sure thing, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, I guess first and foremost, thank you, Jay. You've been a mentor to me and John, and I said I call you the Godfather of podcasting. You've both showed us a lot, and we learned a lot, and we appreciate you, and I appreciate you having me on. And our podcast is called Co-Anglers Corner. You can find us on Facebook, also YouTube. We have it every Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Mondays is Ladies and Fishing. So we'll have some LBAA ladies, just lady anglers. We kind of let them have their stage, and we've had some great guests on there. Nikki Jo Hatton, a bunch of them. So too many to name. But and then Tuesday night, we actually feature co-anglers. So we've had co-anglers from, the Bassmaster Opens. We've had them from Toyotas, Coast BFLs, and all great guys. Some's won a bunch of money. Some's, been at it a long time. So always learn something. And then Wednesday, we just kind of caught Wide Open Wednesday. And tonight we'll have Alvin Panini. I think I pronounced that right. He has the Outdoor Network. And he's got a bunch of different channels. He's got some hunting channels, saltwater, freshwater, and we've been working on him the last couple of months. He's featured our shows on his channel, so definitely check him out, guys. So it's at 8 p.m. Central. Mondays ladies, Tuesdays co-anglers, and Wednesdays kind of wide open. It just kind of whoever wants to come on and whoever wants to come on, we kind of have fun. We have a lot of fun. But and then sponsors, of course, I'm about to do that. Some guys I always forget. I want to look down. But Vector Hooks, been with Vector Hooks probably since the beginning. So been with them a long time, and great hooks. So check them out at vectorhooks.com. I said my jersey. Y'all want a good jersey? I don't know if you see. I put my grandpa's picture on here. It was about the only company, MC Pro Nation, that would take a picture and put on my jersey. So I got my grandpa. He's the one that got me fishing. And spent a lot of time with him fishing saltwater, freshwater down in Mississippi and Louisiana. So that's a tribute to him, and always great. Actually, I just signed. I'm with the Pulse Fish Lures Company. They do the little scrounger heads and the baits. So I just signed on with them, be partners with them. Check them out at Pulse Fish Heads or pulsefishlures.com. Todd Goad is one of the co-anglers, great guy. He was in the NPFL, Angler of the Year last year. So great lures, great design on that. So y'all check them out. I'm gonna forget somebody if I ain't careful. Of course, I'm with Liquid Mayhem. I like Liquid Mayhem stuff. They really stick well. And let's see, I'm gonna forget somebody if I ain't careful. Of course, my wife lets me go out and fish, so always hats off to her. She lets me do my thing and supports me, and that means a lot. I mean, me and Jay's talked about this many times that you got somebody support you and got your back. It makes a big difference. So she does a lot for me.
Life or death in your fishing career, absolutely. You
it makes.
Supporting.
It makes it. Yeah, she does, and she puts up a lot of stuff. Puts up with me, so
not always it's going to be easy. It's not always easy on the wives. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the much travel I do, but she's patient. She's good, and I'm blessed, brother. That's for sure. And let's see, every day. And I said, Wicked Weights. I just got on the Wicked Weights. They're a great team. They got anything tungsten you need. I really like their jigs, tungsten jigs, and I like their wobble heads. They got some really good wobble heads. That's another technique I like doing. And their wobble heads, you can put your own hook on there. So whatever hook you like, you can hook it on there. So you're not stuck with anything. Oh, and then down from your area, I got with Swamp Pro Lures. They're out of South Central Louisiana. So I've been with them. They got some really good swim baits. So check them out. They're good people, work hard down there. They got some innovative designs. So Swamp Pro Lures. Of course, Yeti. I've been with Yeti quite a while, so I'm a bastard with Yeti. You can't beat a Yeti product. I mean, I've got Yeti stuff from way back, even before I was with Yeti, and they're like new. So can't beat them. Of course, our old buddy John, MGM Cold Tags. Been with MGM Cold Tags. John makes them right at his house, right in his garage. So you guys need a good set of cold tags, go to MGM Cold Tags. And then I think it's about it. And of course, Pittman Creek for giving me the opportunity and to advance my career and kind of learn a new trade and give me a chance and opportunity. So I'm thankful to them. And I say, if you're a small tackle shop owner, I think we got like a little application. You got to have a brick and mortar store, business license, just basic. But we have about 300 to 400 vendors and 30,000 SKUs. So we carry just about everything, anything you need. Some crappie stuff, catfish stuff, a little bit of saltwater, but mostly bass. But if you got a tackle shop, you need some stock, and we ship. If you get the orders in before about noon to 1 o'clock, ship same day. But like I said, I'm blessed, brother. I got a lot of things to be thankful for, and they ain't even Thanksgiving. I got plenty to be thankful for.
You sure do, Rob. And hey, man, It was truly an honor to have you on the podcast again. Just
oh yeah, man!
Congratulations is all I can say. I love to see good things happen to good people.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. And every time I come on the show, it's like a homecoming. Good things
happen to good people, and
Yep. Every time I come on the show, man, it's like a homecoming. I'm coming home.
It sure is. It sure is, man.
Yeah. Yep. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
You were one of my original guests. You're always welcome on my show. You're always welcome on my show, buddy.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank everybody for tuning in to the Let's Talk Fishing video podcast with Cajun Rob. Well, stick around, Rob. I'd like to talk to you for 2 minutes afterwards.
All right. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.